Happy 4th of July, everyone. Welcome to California Today. I'm David Zhang. Here is a preview of some of today's top stories. Today is Independence Day, and our reporters are checking out the celebrations up and down the state. Parades, music, and red, white, and blue festivities fill the city streets. We have a 4th of July special later this evening. The Riverside County DA is seeking a death penalty for a man who shot a sheriff's deputy. The officer was killed while responding to an emergency call. The San Diego Zoo welcomes a new baby horse. This foal is from a horse species that was once classified as extinct. With many people celebrating America's 247th birthday today, we went searching for the biggest and best celebrations we could find statewide. We found one happening at a beach town on Pacific Coast Highway in Southern California, and another in Northern California, San Jose. NTD's Christina Corona and David Lamb bring us more.
I've been attending 4th of July parades since I was a little girl, and I'm a parade aficionado. So as you can imagine, I'm thrilled to be at what Huntington Beach calls the biggest 4th of July parade west of the Mississippi River. So let's take a look around and have a great adventure together.
A local tradition since 1904, today, thousands of people in the community came out to participate in this legendary celebration. From classic cars to marching bands, from horses to military veterans, there was something here for everyone, young and old, to be marveled by. Parade goers secured their spots on Main Street well in advance of the festivities to make sure they had the best vantage point to scope out all the action, and there wasn't a bad seat anywhere along the 2.5-mile parade route. We asked attendees to tell us all about the special things they wanted to see at this year's parade and what it means to them to be an American.
I think that despite all of our differences as a country, we're able to come together and celebrate this beautiful day, be in this beautiful weather, and just really come together as a country and community. I'm excited to see the mayor and all the live music. We have such a great community of local bands and artists, so really excited to get out here and be with our fellow Huntington Beach community.
And all of the beautiful HB community out having fun, and just seeing everybody having a good time. To be an American means democracy, freedom to have your own thoughts, to do whatever you want, basically live your own life.
I've never been here before, so I'm told this parade is off the hook. I can't wait to see it, and then just kind of celebrating with everybody, and let's go America. And I'm incredibly proud not only to be American, but to see how the country has pulled together through some very difficult times. There's a lot that's polarized us, but there's a lot that's united us as well.
And parade goers' final thoughts.
Happy birthday, America!
Happy birthday, America.
Happy birthday, America!
And over in Northern California, we also attended an annual July 4th parade in Silicon Valley.
I'm here at the Rose, White, and Blue Parade in San Jose, where there's a lot of cultures, classic cars, dancing groups celebrating America's freedom.
We're really impressed with the number of diversity we have here, this display today here. Really great.
What does 4th of July mean to you?
So the 4th of July is actually when we got married. So we are celebrating our 20th wedding anniversary today.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
I am looking forward to fireworks later tonight. That'll be fun.
So we love the 4th of July and all that it means, especially the freedoms that we enjoy here in the U.S., all the liberty. We're so grateful to live in a country that we're allowed to disagree and not end up in jail because of our disagreements.
For sure.
And we love the diversity.
Yes, definitely the diversity, all the different cultures, the foods, dance, the people, really makes the United States what it is, and it's great to celebrate that as a group of people at the parade today.
Different ethnic groups from all ages participated in the morning parade, sharing culture and music with patiently waiting folks.
It's been a great 4th of July so far for me.
Yeah, beautiful day. It's been really fun to see.
I love it. It's great. Yeah. I mean, it's good to see that everyone is just all the cultures are coming together and really just celebrating each other's cultures. I think it's great.
Yeah, I think similar. America's one of the few countries where, you can have a Vietnamese group and a Mexican group and all these cultures
with American flags on, and yeah, it's super cool.
Hi, Dad. I think it means like the way America got its independence and like how it like just helped form our country.
How it formed all of us to be like combined as one and all together working as basically like a family, but not really, you know. And that's also how we got our independence. So.
From our entire team and all the attendees here, happy 4th of July.
Thanks for joining us at the 119th anniversary of Huntington Beach's 4th of July parade. Whatever your plans are for the rest of the night, please be safe. Find a designated driver if necessary. And happy birthday, America. Christina Corona, NTD News, Huntington Beach.
We have more red, white, and blue stories for you in the second half of our program. But first, the district attorney in Riverside County is seeking a death penalty against a man who murdered a sheriff's deputy earlier this year. The deputy was shot multiple times as he was responding to a neighborhood disturbance.
Riverside County District Attorney Mike Hestrin announced on Monday that a Lake Elsinore man who was charged for murdering a Riverside County Sheriff's deputy will now face the death penalty. 43-year-old Jesse Cesar Navarro was charged with one count of murder for killing 30-year-old Deputy Darnell Calhoun in January this year. In a statement, Hestrin said, Deputy Calhoun showed incredible courage during a terrifying situation that unfolded in a matter of seconds. His dedication to the community culminated in a ruthless attack by Navarro that also put the lives of many others at extreme peril. Calhoun was dispatched to a home over a domestic disturbance. Navarro is accused of firing multiple shots at Calhoun when he arrived on scene, hitting him several times.
Los Angeles County's point-in-time homeless count results are out. Despite major investments in housing and intervention programs, the number of the homeless in the Los Angeles area continue to increase year over year. Let's take a look.
According to the most recent count released on June 29th, the number of homelessness in the Los Angeles area shows a 9% year-over-year increase in the county and a 10% jump in the city. This year's count, which was conducted in January, reported 76,000 people experiencing homelessness in the county and 46,000 in the city of Los Angeles. LA County Board of Supervisors Chair Janice Hahn said, quote, "These results are disappointing. It is frustrating to have more people fall into homelessness, even as we are investing hundreds of millions of taxpayer dollars and resources into efforts to bring people inside." LA Homeless Services Authority officials stated that the one-time federal pandemic assistance programs ending could lead to more housing insecurity and fewer resources for rehousing systems to respond. The agency took several steps to improve this year's count. These include implementing a new counting app, hiring a demographer and 2 data scientists, simplifying volunteer training, and adding accountability measures.
The San Diego Zoo welcomed the birth of a rare Przewalski's horse last month. The horse species used to be classified as extinct in the wild until 23 years ago. NTV's Jason Blair has the story.
A rare wild horse was born in the San Diego Zoo. The newborn fowl is a Przewalski's horse, a critically endangered species of wild horse that until 1996 was categorized as extinct in the wild. Christy Burtis, Wildlife Care Director at the San Diego Zoo Safari Park, said, quote, "Every birth is a tremendous moment, so we are elated by this new fowl." The fowl was born to Mother Nikki and Father Ziggy through a breeding program to ensure genetic diversity. Sometimes known as the last wild horse, the species has almost entirely survived in zoos around the world for the last 40 years. The zoo says efforts are underway to restore the species to its native habitat in the grasslands of China and Mongolia. Jason Blair, NTD News, California.
We'll take a short break now, but we have more Independence Day celebration stories when we come back. Today we celebrate July 4th with parades and colorful decorations. But what were the festivities like over 100 years ago? Well, get ready for a blast to the past with a 1900s-style celebration on a historic farm. Veterans on board the USS Hornet and a music professor shares with NTD the story behind the national anthem and what the song means to them. And the children's choir in the Bay Area learns to sing America's treasured songs. The over 3-decade ensemble performed to honor the country's armed forces. More on those stories coming up on California Today. Welcome back to California Today, everyone. I'm your host, David Zhang. Our next 3 stories are all about America's history. While many people are out enjoying parades and fireworks, others are enjoying Independence Day with the more traditional festivities. A historic farm in the Bay Area celebrated the day 1900 style. Here is NTD's Sean Morgan with more.
Today is the 4th of July. Ardenwood Historic Farms is hosting a 1900 style celebration. Let's check it out.
How do you make your living now?
The Ardenwood Historic Farm in Fremont, California shows what life was like between 1890 and 1930. They celebrated America's 247th birthday with music, games, contests, and races.
We have lots of special events that we do here at the farm throughout the year, and we love to host events that are going to help showcase the different things that we do. We're an old-fashioned farm, so we love demonstrating things that people would have been doing over 160 years ago.
The celebrations give people a peek into what life was like back in the early 1900s.
They have the music with the bands walking around in period costume, or 1900s costume, and they have the house with people in 1900 costume. They have events that are old-fashioned, making ice cream from scratch, tug of war, egg toss, all these different games that they have here, and I think that is just a nice, low-key way to have a day to celebrate with your family.
We were just looking for something to do for our son for the 4th of July. And we've been to Ardenwood Farms a few times before, and we heard about this event and just thought it would be fun to get him out.
Our favorite game is actually a game that's not here, which is the egg toss. But our second favorite is definitely the nail pounding competition. I mean, it's a thrill, you know. You're always trying to reclaim past glories. I won about a decade ago. I still got it.
So I think that really the freedom to get to celebrate together with so many different kinds of people is what is really important to acknowledge and to be able to have.
Reporting in Fremont, California, Sean Morgan, NTD News.
The Star-Spangled Banner, we hear it played on July 4th at sporting events and major national celebrations. But what does the song mean and where did it come from? Veterans on board the USS Hornet and a music professor share with NTD their answers to that very question.
Each year, the USS Hornet Museum in Alameda, California hosts events honoring our country and those who have served. An important part of these celebrations is to play our national anthem, the Star-Spangled Banner. And for this 4th of July, a few Navy veterans working at the museum shared with us what the song means to them.
It means the freedoms that we enjoy here in the United States that are inalienable.
Don Tauby says he's glad he served to protect the ideals that the flag and national anthem embody.
And having heard it on the National Mall for 4th of July some number of years back was very inspiring.
Makes you feel good, makes you feel proud.
Similarly, Alan Hirsch says having served in the Navy offered him a different perspective when hearing the anthem.
My parents immigrated from Germany before World War II, and knowing what they went through, it's the anthem means a lot to me. All right, I have pride in this country. I always have.
Oh, say can you see?
So where did our national anthem come from? Well, Professor of Music History Mark Clegg says it all started in 1814.
The Star-Spangled Banner was written in September 1814 by a lawyer and poet, Francis Scott Key. And the sort of incident or event that inspired the lyric was the Battle of Baltimore, which was part of the War of 1812.
Key had been aboard a ship observing the battle, including the bombardment of Fort McHenry.
And it ended up successfully defending the harbor from British attack and sort of prevented the destruction of Baltimore. So it was Francis Scott Key witnessing sort of an unexpected and miraculous victory that he celebrated in his song.
The full national anthem is comprised of 4 verses, written to fit the melody of a popular British drinking song called To Anacreon in Heaven. The first verse, commonly sung at events and civic occasions, is the most well-known. It paints the picture of the attack on Fort McHenry and ends by asking the question, is the U.S. flag still there? The following verses answer that very question.
So verse 2 talks about the land attack. Verse 3 expresses Francis Scott Key's sort of bitter anger at the fact that the British were attacking the United States. And then the final verse, verse 4, is a verse of sort of his relief, his expression of victory, his expression that the country will be united. I mean, in some ways, in 1814, the United States was not unlike today, heavily divided on partisan politics. So that call to defending your honor, defending the nation, was really what that final verse celebrates. And it ends up being kind of a prayer for peace, a prayer for hope of unity, and a prayer that the country will be strong enough to hold together and defend itself into the future.
Now, Professor Clegg is also the author of Oh Say Can You Hear, a book that explores in greater detail the story and message of the U.S. national anthem. And he says that message is a powerful one.
But I really think what makes the Star Spangled Banner powerful is the way it organizes and calls us together as a community, that calls us to service as citizens of the nation. I think if we all sing it together, even when I can't hit the high notes, if the key's too high for me, there's someone next to me who will help me out. And I think that's really what being a nation's all about. It's helping each other. So please sing the Star Spangled Banner with gusto and sort of the hope and pride that Francis Scott Key felt for the nation.
Clegg says what makes the Star Spangled Banner our national anthem lies with we the people coming together to celebrate our victories, patriotic pride, and hope for the future.
For over 3 decades, a group in a small California rural town has been teaching the treasured songs of America to the community's children. It has become a way for those 1st to 5th graders to understand and honor the sacrifices made by our armed forces members. The children's choir patriotic sing in Morgan Hill, California has been hitting high notes and sharing their beautiful voices with the community for over 3 decades. Their performance on the eve of the nation's Independence Day has been part of the city's annual Freedom Fest for 35 consecutive years. Ms. Karen Crane is the music director and founding member of the group. She wanted to bring the training she received at the Vandenberg Air Force Base to her own community after she returned to teach at a local elementary school.
So I asked my 1st graders to sing This Land Is Your Land, and nobody knew the songs. And I tried God Bless America, and again, no one knew the songs. And that experience changed my life.
Soon the children learn how to sing those songs and understand the meaning behind the lyrics. Crane began her patriotic journey that continues to this day and shows no sign of slowing down, even at age 74.
Everyone has been super kind to me, especially Miss Crane. She has been super nice to me, and it's just been really nice to be singing with all these people.
Her confidence has gone through the roof. She's now singing solos in the community. She really loves singing. She loves Miss Crane, and she just loves this group.
From the start, the group participated in the city's 4th of July celebration, a 150-year local tradition that has persisted through the Great Depression and recent COVID pandemic. Each year's program features various guests of honor, including members of the armed forces, veterans, and Blue Star moms.
And today, as we remember that pledge and that declaration, we also dream about the future, not only for ourselves, but for our children, that all of us would have something worthy to pledge.
Crane is proud of the event and how it has grown into a 70-member strong singing group. She now has second-generation singers. Kids who were once in the show now brings their own kids to sing.
We're really grateful to live here in Morgan Hill and have such great community programs that really bring our community together.
Thanks to the team that puts this on. Couldn't do it by myself. I have parents who are always ready to help in whatever way we need. I also have my husband of 53 years who knows all the songs that we sing.
Patriotic Scene believes every child in this country deserves to learn the songs of America and would like to carry on that tradition for the generations to come. David Zhang, NTD News, Morgan Hill, California. Now let's check in with NTD's Tyler Castillo for our sports roundup.
Thank you, David. I'm Tyler Castillo taking you through California Today's Sports Roundup.
The NHL free agency window to sign players began this month. Let's go over some of the big moves made. For starters, the Anaheim Ducks have signed Alex Killorn to a 4-year, $6.25 million annual salary. Alex Killorn was part of the Tampa Bay Lightning, where he won 2 Stanley Cups with them. The Ducks also signed Radke Gudas to a 3-year, $6.5 million annual salary contract. Gudas was part of the Florida Panthers, which this past postseason made it all the way to the Stanley Cup Finals. The Los Angeles Kings have signed Cam Talbot to a 1-year, $1 million contract. Cam Talbot played for Ottawa last season, where he went 17, 14, and 2. The San Jose Sharks actually made a trade during the free agency. The Sharks have traded a 2025 fifth-round pick and forward Steven Lorentz, who is part of the Brent Burns trade, to Florida Panthers in exchange for Anthony Duclair. Duclair is on his last year on contract, and last season on Florida, he put up 9 points in 20 games. The Sharks have also signed Ryan Carpenter to a 1-year contract. He used to play for the Sharks back in 2018 season, but now this will be his return to San Jose. The Sharks have also traded Artemi Knizev to Winnipeg in exchange for Leon Kawanke. Lastly, the Sharks have signed Mackenzie Blackwood to a 2-year deal, a new goaltender for San Jose.
And that's all for today's Sports Roundup. I'm Tyler Castillo. Back to you, David.
Thanks, Tyler, and that's all we've got for you tonight. We would like you to join us again on California Today every weekday at 8 p.m. Make sure to check out our broadcasts at ntd.com/California-today. You can also find all of our top latest clips there, ready to share with friends and family. Send us a message on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Gunjin World, or through our email california.today@ntd.com. I'm David Zhang, and happy Independence Day.